So a couple of weeks ago, we discovered a whole bunch of Easter eggs that referenced other games. Well, in today's video, we're going to look at 10 more times a video game Easter egg referenced another game. If you know of any Easter eggs or hidden details that you think I haven't covered, then let me know in the comments. And as things stand, we are just 52,000 subscribers away from reaching 1 million subs. So if you haven't already, please help me out and subscribe. Anyway, without further delay, let's get started. So when a game references another game, it can usually go one of two ways. They can either pay their respects to a much beloved game, or they can roast a really bad one. Here's the thing, there are times that an Easter egg roasts a really good game. Take Forgive Me Father 2 as an example. So at first, this poster showing a horse on a roof seems really random, and to be honest, it kind of is. But this is actually a reference to a very common glitch in The Witcher 3, where Roach would randomly appear on a nearby roof when summoned, which in my opinion will never not be funny. I mean, this is more of a light-hearted roast, as seeing Roach on a roof immediately made The Witcher 3 10 times better. Speaking of The Witcher 3, up next is House Flipper 2. Now, one of the most iconic scenes in The Witcher 3, and some may argue for all the wrong reasons, is the time that Geralt and Yennefer decided to involve a stuffed unicorn in their, adult time. I mean, if you ask me, it doesn't get much more fantasy than boning on top of a unicorn. Well, in House Flipper 2, it seems that somebody decided to put this momentous occasion into words, with a book titled Wild Ride. On the cover of the book are two characters that look a lot like Geralt and Yennefer. Oh, and who could forget the all-important third part of this love pyramid, the humble unicorn. Reading the blurb on the back, it explains that this is the latest book in the Bewitcher series, featuring the passionate romance between Geralt of Tibia and the beautiful enchantress Yennefer. The only problem is, we all know the ending to this scenario, and it's happy for everyone. Well, maybe not the unicorn. Now, this next video game referencing Easter egg is kind of strange. You see, it doesn't actually reference the game. Well, it does, but in a really weird way. Allow me to explain. In Light Matter, you play as a person who was unlucky enough to be invited to a facility the day it all goes Black Mesa, aka the shit hits the fan. Luckily, you're not alone. A voice will guide you through the facility and hopefully to your safety. Though, can he be trusted?
Don't panic. Now, your inability to follow evacuation orders is truly astounding, but I need you to pay attention.
I mean, that voice does sound familiar, but I can't quite put my finger on who it is. Well, if you pick up the briefcase during level 31, everything will become clear.
Ah, you found my old briefcase. It makes me nostalgic. Long before Light Matter, I did contract work. I was the best in the business, of course. And that briefcase, well, it was my best tool for the job.
So after finding the briefcase, the voice will speak of the job they had before being a professional voice over a speaker. He mentions that he used to carry out contract work using a briefcase, just like a certain Agent 47 did. If it wasn't already obvious, the voice over the speaker is also the voice of Agent 47, aka David Bateson. The fact that his voice is so recognisable that the developers reference his role in another game is pretty cool. Now, the Doom series is all about shooting first, shooting again, shooting some more, shooting again, and then maybe asking some questions. I mean, that last part is optional. The thing is, have you ever stopped to think, what does the Doomguy do in his free time? Well, I think I may have the answer. In Doom Eternal, you can find Doomguy's man cave, where he keeps books referencing Markiplier's dad and his various tools of the trade. So far, so ordinary. Well, an item that you might not be expecting is this. So not only does the Doomguy shred demons, he also shreds rails with his very own skateboard. Now, this unexpected find is actually a reference to Doomguy's appearance in Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3. Where he could be unlocked as a playable skater exclusively on the PC version. Which leads me nicely onto the sponsor of this video, PC Game Pass. PC Game Pass is one of the best value for money deals in all of gaming, allowing you to play a boatload of great games, including Doom the Dark Ages on day one, for one low monthly price. Now, given that Doom the Dark Ages takes place before the events of Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal, maybe we'll find out exactly how Doomguy got his hands on his skateboard. Of course, Doom the Dark Ages will also answer arguably more important Doom lore related questions, and maybe we'll finally find out why Doomslayer is such a menace to the demon community. If you want to find out what makes Doomslayer tick, or you just really want to shoot loads of demons with some really cool weapons, check out PC Game Pass today using the link in the description or in my pinned comment. Oh, and if you happen to find out exactly when Doomguy learnt how to kickflip, then make sure you let me know. Now, this next Easter egg doesn't just reference the one game. Instead, it references 8, which has to be some sort of record. In Area B, Room 7 of the Talos Principle 1, you can find a crowbar on some rocks, which is probably a nod to your boy Gordon Freeman from the Half-Life games, because when you find a crowbar in a video game, it's always a Half-Life reference. If you borrow Gordon's favourite tool, you can use it to gain access to a super secret room. So inside this room are various famous cubes from different games, with Serious Sam, Portal, Minecraft, Counter-Strike Global Offensive and Duke Nukem all referenced. The only two that I'm not sure on are this one, which might be a reference to the box that Solid Snake hides in Metal Gear Solid, and this one, which I just flat out don't know. Now, the Goat Simulator series is so full of video game referencing Easter eggs that you could probably make an entire video featuring those games alone. However, I have picked one that I think is cool, even though it's getting dangerously close to joining the likes of the Dark Souls Bonfire and the Pennywise Red Balloon as an overused video game Easter egg of the week.
He said it! He said it!
In the Multiverse of Madness DLC for Goat Simulator 3, you can find this. So it's a dead body in a bale of hay, which is a reference to the Assassin's Creed series and its leaps of faith. I mean, you could argue that it's a reference to the same Easter egg seen in The Witcher 2, but then everything becomes all Inception-y, so let's just call it an Assassin's Creed reference. Like I said, this Easter egg has appeared in multiple games, with Chivalry 2 and Rage 2 being some of the more memorable examples. Now, in my household, Vladik Brutal will be forever known as the game that gave us the very first Skibidi Toilet Easter egg. Well, thankfully, not all Easter eggs in Vladik Brutal reference dancing toilet heads. During level 12, you can find this. So it's the body of your boy Gordon Freeman from the Half-Life games. You can even find his trusty crowbar nearby. And like I always say, when you find a crowbar in a video game, it's always a Half-Life reference. So Angerfoot is a game that requires you to be constantly moving. Stopping is almost a guaranteed death, but there are some levels where you can take a leisurely stroll and not commit random acts of violence against friendly NPCs. Okay, so you can still commit acts of violence, but you don't have to. Well, it's on one of these levels you can find this guy. So this is Jacket from Hotline Miami, who seems to be taking an interest in your door-kicking antics. If I'm honest, there is something quite sinister about a man wearing a chicken mask watching your every move. And believe me, I would know. Now, Melon Playground is a game about spawning loads of different things until something funny happens. Rinse and repeat. Or that's how I play it anyway. Well, to find this next Easter egg, you're going to have to stop spawning things and hope to get lucky. You see, when you load up Melon Playground, there is a chance that a phone will appear at the main menu. In my experience, it usually appears pretty often, so it shouldn't be too hard to find. When the phone does appear, you can tap on it and dial numbers. Now, for some reason, the phone is very picky about what numbers it will actually call. But if you dial 1987, this will happen. So that song is the same song you hear before you're about to become an animatronics dinner in the Five Nights at Freddy's series. I'm sure that I don't need to explain the significance of 1987 in the FNAF series to many of you, but according to Markiplier, it's when this happened.
Was that the bite of 87?
Right, the final Easter egg for today's video is from Star Wars Jedi Knight Dark Forces 2. During level 5, if you're very quick, and I do mean quick, you can find this guy. So this is Max from the Sam and Max series, and the plucky little guy will even join you in battle, though he couldn't stop me getting blasted to death right in front of him. So that's it. If you enjoyed this video, then a like is really appreciated. If you are a fan of Easter eggs and secrets in games, then please subscribe as we slowly make our way to 1 million subscribers. As always, thank you all for watching, and I'll speak to you all soon.